I'm coming to you from my uni room again, but this time I'm on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor, and I'm actually filming on my iPhone because I have lost the battery to my camera, which is really sad. So I'm so sorry for the bad quality, but hopefully the lighting stays okay because you're in front of my window at the moment. So hopefully the lighting stays okay and we can get filming this video. So this video, I have my notes here, is on what I wish I knew before I started nursing. So this is a big one that I was thinking about filming for a while, but I just didn't know like what to include in it. I have my coffee as well, in my little smiley mug. So I didn't know. So I came up with three different topics I'm going to talk about in relating to what I wish I knew before I started nursing. So the first one is I wish I would have been told to get more experience in a hospital setting before I started nursing. So this means I wish I got more experience either in a hospital setting or a hospice or a nursing home or anything like that. Just somewhere that I could get experience in relation to nursing, so I knew more about it going in and that I was more prepared. So this could have either been a healthcare assistant job, which would have been really good, or it could have been some work experience or shadowing. So this, actually, I got some work experience, but I even think I needed some more, and I probably had more than most people before going into my course, and even then I think I needed more, if that makes sense. The reason why I say this is because I think you just need to know you really want to do this course. As I said before, this course is like such a passionate course. You have to be super passionate about it. And if you're not, sorry, I have a bit of a cold. If you're not, I think there's no point you going into the course in the first place because it is such a profession. It's just a vocational, boom, I got it, vocational job. So I think that's why I would recommend getting experience. It's not so much to know how hospitals work and how to do like blood pressures and stuff. It's not really about the practical skills. It's more just about knowing how to do, sorry, I'm just going to close my window. Knowing that you want to do nursing. Knowing that you want to do nursing because you want to care, because you want to help people. It's not because, I wouldn't say get experience because I want you to know what to do. It's more so to be able to realize that you want to be able to help people. You want to see people get better. You want to help them on that journey. You want to talk to family. You don't mind talking to doctors, other nurses, like liaising with them. I think that's the reason why I would say get experience. Just so you know what nursing will be like and to know that you're not going to be wasting your time because you know you're going into the right course. I've seen a lot of people who've come into nursing and within the first month or two have dropped out. And that is purely because they didn't know what to expect from nursing. And when they went into it, even after all their hard work of getting there, when they went into it, they were like, I don't want to be here. This isn't what I expected. But it's like, how did you know what to expect if you had never had experience? So I think it just should be crucial for everyone to have some type of experience before going into nursing. It can just be shadowing a person for like a day or two, or it can be a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whichever you can get your hands on. And I'm sure a lot of you probably know other nurses in your family or have like relations or friends. So get in touch with them and see, can I shadow you for a few days or whatever. This is before you're going to be a nurse. So number 2 is decide where you're going to live. Now this is one that I was never told before. So I applied to UCAS for nursing, and then you get your places and you get really excited, and then you have your interviews, you pick your top 2 favourite places and you go to your top place if you get the grades needed. But what I never thought about is where I wanted to live. So most people live in halls of residence in first year, which I did, and I loved every second of my experience in halls. I really, really did. It was just such an eye-opening experience. You get to be with loads of other students, see what they do, loads of different courses, so you're not just with nurses, although I think some universities still put all the nurses together in one big block, but that's one of the reasons why I chose Southampton over my other choices, because I wanted to live with other students doing different courses. I didn't just want to live with nurses because I thought that would be too narrow, and you want to get home from placement and be able to talk to people about other things, not just what I did in nursing school today, or oh, I did this, I get this injection, or things like that. You just want to be able to be like, oh, so how was your geography trip? You know, you want to talk about different things, which I think is super important. So I picked to go to halls, but I was super late registering for residential accommodation on the university. So I was actually put in a halls, which I was later told was far too small and a terrible place. So I had to go through the university and try and get a bigger room and everything, because it was a tiny room. And since I was moving from Ireland, I wanted all my stuff and I just wanted to make it really homey. So I think a slightly bigger room seriously helped me going to uni, because it just made it feel, the other one was absolutely tiny. There wasn't even enough room for my spare big suitcase or anything. It was minuscule. So it turned out for the better in my situation, because we went into these halls of residence and we were all kind of lastminute.com people, so we were all chucked in together, which made a really funny group. And that's actually where I met my boyfriend Andrew on the first day of uni. So obviously I'm forever grateful that I went to halls and that I went to that particular hall. Otherwise me and him potentially would have never met. So that's something to think about. But I'm not saying everyone's going to meet their life partner in the first day of uni or in your halls. So that's not an excuse to not be prepared. I would say be prepared. Don't leave it to last minute. Don't leave it because you want to meet your love. You might meet them anyway. And if you don't meet them on the first day of uni, that's okay. Most people don't. Sorry. I digress. So I would just say my advice would be to pick where you want to live early. Halls of residence are not the only choice. You have private accommodation, so places like Vida Student, you can look that place up if you want. I'm actually moving there next year, so I'm going to be doing a lot of crazy videos when I move there, and I'm super excited. Me and Andrew are actually moving in together, so because we basically live together now, and we live together in first year, so we know how each other works. People think it's crazy we're moving in together, but by third year, it'll be our third year living together, so I think we're okay. So you can also live in a rented house, which is where I'm living at the moment, and it's not the nicest, but it'll do. Some people live in rent houses in first year just because they're a lot cheaper than halls, but I would recommend staying in halls just because it's super studenty, and also if you live in a house in first year, you have to organise that before you get to uni, and unless you have set friends you're going to live with anyway, how are you going to get a house, or you're going to be living with random people? So I'd recommend halls if you can at all. I know some unis, they sell out super fast. Southampton's kind of like that as well, but if you can manage to live in halls, I would definitely recommend. And also, just as I said, get in there early and make sure that you get your name down early, because it's super important to do that. So number 3 would be prepared for uni life. So this just is quite a broad one, but there's lots of different things I can talk about with you in this. So get prepared with like the clothes you're going to bring, any books you need for your course, any resources you need, so like notepads, things like that, stationery, things like you want for your room, so I have like fairy lights, things like that. You just want to get everything really prepared, so when you arrive at uni, it's not this big daunting experience and you're like, I don't have anything. You just want to be able to be like, I'm here, it's fine, I will be able to survive, I have everything I need, I'm organised, I'm prepared, and it just puts you in a better mindset of like ready to learn and ready to get in there, stuck in straight away. Also, another thing I would say, which was really good, was before you to arrive at your uni, there's actually group chats. So let's say you find out your accommodation, you find out you're in halls. So I was in Glenair Halls in Southampton, Uni of Southampton. So there was group chats made before we arrived at halls, for our part of Glenair, and people were already talking on that. And actually, two of my friends, they started talking like via that group chat before they even got to uni, and then when they got to uni, they like fell in love, and now they're still together. So that's pretty crazy. That's the only one I've heard of that happening, but you never know. That might be where you meet your love. So I would just say the group chats are a really good idea to get to know people who may be in your flat, and just say, oh, like, what time are you coming on Saturday? Or, oh, I'm coming on Sunday, or just something like that. You know, you don't have to be having full conversations, but just to know kind of who you're going to be living with. And yeah, it's just nice to have a name to be able to put to a face, if you get me. So I think that's my advice on being prepared to go to uni. So that's all for what I wish I knew before I started uni. So if I'd known these 3 things before I started uni, I feel like I would have been a lot more prepared for my course, a lot more comfortable going to uni, less nervous, and just more excited. So I hope this helped any of you who are going to uni, or even people who are at uni. It's just maybe interesting to watch, I don't know. So that's all for now, guys. If you like this video, give it a like in the down bar below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!